What's up guys, Bajheera here. So for this video I actually wanted to take you guys into the classic World of Warcraft demo that has actually been extended a little bit since they allowed people to play it at BlizzCon, and of course if you had the BlizzCon virtual ticket it was also available to you. And people have been enjoying it quite a bit, and they said, well, you guys can enjoy it for a little bit longer, so that's awesome. I've been playing it, got Old Man Baj here up to level 18, it caps you out at level 19. And you pretty much only just get to waddle around Westfall, but it's still really fun to get in the game and see what things were like and what things are going to be like when Classic WoW is fully released in the summer of 2019. So the purpose of this video, I wanted to share with you guys the talent tree. Now, I'm sure a lot of you guys maybe even played vanilla and have a full understanding of the talents and stuff, but if you're like me and you didn't play vanilla, then some of this stuff might be a little bit new to you guys, especially because Classic WoW is going to be coming out. So I feel like this might be kind of a fun video just to go through, give you guys a little talent overview to see what you can look forward to, maybe even plan out some builds, and it's just kind of fun stuff for me to talk to you guys about. So I definitely will be playing Warrior when Classic WoW comes out. I know that Warrior is probably the toughest class to level, but I think I got this. I think that I'm a fan of the grind, and it's just my kind of personality too. Maybe you have to put in a little extra work, maybe you gotta really put in a lot of time and effort, but if you do that, at the end of that journey, you can become quite powerful. I think that's the case for Warrior. So let's take a look at these talents. I am planning to play Arms probably for PvP, obviously. I think Fury is really, really good for leveling and also PvE DPS, and then Prot is obviously the tank. I'm probably not going to be playing Prot, but we'll take a look at all the talents anyway. So we'll just start from the top here, and of course I'll have my character sheet open just so you guys can look at the stats, and just kind of fun. Improved Heroic Strike. It reduces the cost of your Heroic Strike ability by 1 rage point, and that's 3. You know, you can take 3 ranks of that. Deflection increases your parry chance by 1%. You can take 5 ranks of that. And then Improved Rend increases the bleed damage done by your Rend ability by 15%. Now I haven't put any points into this yet because I'm leveling as Fury, and I'll talk about that in a second. But we can keep going through. The Improved Charge. So you'll see that this requires 5 points in the Arms talents in general to unlock this sort of thing. So it gives you more rage when you charge. Tactical Mastery. Here, this is a big one. You retain up to 5 of your rage points when you change stances. So like right now, you'll see if I pop Blood Rage and I go into D-stance, I lose all my rage. And so even if it keeps swapping stances, it'll take some of my rage down. So you need to be able to swap stances and have some rage. So this is a pretty important talent that you're going to want later on, I guess. Then once again, this is not a guide for talents. There's lots of different guides out there, and I'm sure that in the future we can make one. This is just sort of a talents overview, just taking a look and sharing it with you guys. This reduces the rage cost of Thunderclap by 1 rage point too, which is nice. Improved Overpower increases the critical strike chance of Overpower, and Overpower is kind of a big deal, so I think that's a cool one, especially because it synergizes with this talent right here. These two, I'll show you. So we already had Tactical Mastery, which goes into Anger Management, which increases the time required for your rage to decay while out of combat. So that could be nice for leveling, so that you're not, losing all your rage while running to the next mob or something, or maybe even like bandaging up or healing up. Could be cool. Deep Wounds, hugely important. Your critical strikes cause the opponent to bleed, dealing 20% of your melee weapon average damage over 12 seconds. So very important talent. This is like that big extra bleed that you're going to be having. I don't think Rend is actually that much of your damage in vanilla, but having a Rend and a Deep Wounds on a target, it sounds pretty cool if they're like kiting or something. And Impale, increase the critical strike damage of like all of your abilities basically. So makes your crits more powerful, which obviously synergizes with this sort of thing, right? Getting them crit skis going. Actually, does it synergize? Maybe not. I don't think this actually scales over crit damage, but still, it's cool. More heavier crits, we like that. Two-handed weapon specialization is going to make you deal more damage with all two-handed melee weapons, but then of course you're going to like pick a weapon that you like. So axe specialization increases your crit with axes up to 5, right? You have mace specialization, which gives you a chance to stun, but I don't think mace specialization is as crazy as people talk about it being in BC with like Storm Herald and stuff. But I think that if you have a mace and you're using it in PvP for a while, you might want to do it, right? A 5% chance to stun is still going to be really annoying when somebody gets stunned. But I think the one that people love the most is Sword Spec. It gives you a 1% chance to get an extra attack on the same target after dealing damage with your sword. And I believe that extra attack does give you rage. It's not like it is in like a modern WoW with like Wind Fury, where it's like an extra kind of like special attack that's just its own little damage. No, I think it's actually like an extra auto attack. So that's pretty cool. Then of course polearm is the same thing. You get extra crit, just like you would with axes. You also have sweeping strikes down here. It costs 30 rage, so that's a lot of rage to use it. But your next 5 melee attacks will strike an additional nearby opponent. And like Arms Warriors only have a couple attacks that hit really hard. Like they only have a couple attacks in general. But sweeping strikes, mortal strike, or you can even like whirlwind cleave, this kind of thing, and just does massive AoE. So that's kind of a fun thing to do. And then speaking of mortal strike, 30 rage, 6-second cooldown, big damage, big healing debuff, like bread and butter for arms. The vicious strike that deals weapon damage plus 85 and wounds the target, reducing the effectiveness of any healing by 50% for 10 seconds. So very excited to be playing some arms. Like just the way that arms works in vanilla seems really fun to me. You don't have a ton of attacks. Reminds me of WoD, right? I think this is like WoD, where you have mortal strike, execute, and whirlwind. Those are your abilities. But I'm really looking forward to just popping people, getting some big bleeds and stuff. It'll be fun. That being said, I think Fury will also be pretty fun for like PvE, but also for leveling. I think that Fury might be good for leveling, just because of the fact that you're gonna be able to heal yourself and get some good enrages and stuff like that. So, but the main thing, like, it seems so silly, but having crit makes a huge difference, because having all the extra deeps is a big deal, especially because you're doing so much auto attacking. Even just a little bit of crit makes a big difference. So I'm probably going to go into Cruelty. And I don't know if this is like the best talent in terms of like the talent builds. I think some people like this one, the AoE and like duration. Partially because you can use Demoralizing Shout to like shout rogues out of stealth, and having a bigger AoE on that is a big deal. I understand. Plus you don't have to buff Battle Shout as often, right? It's like it only lasts for like 2 minutes, so you're going to be constantly spending your rage to do it. But anyway, Unbridled Wrath seems like fun. Getting extra rage is always nice. But anyway, let's go through all these before I start telling you about what I'm building. You have Booming Voice, which increases the AoE and duration of battle and Demoralizing Shout. You have Cruelty, which increases your just crit chance, is just awesome. Improved Demo Shout, increases the melee attack power reduction of Demo Shout. And Demo Shout's actually kind of a big deal. I find myself a lot of times when I'm like doing battle with mobs and stuff, I'm doing a lot of debuffing, right? Running around and getting my Thunderclap up and Demo Shout up, which is kind of fun. But then, of course, Unbridled Wrath gives you a % chance to generate an extra point of rage when you deal melee damage with a weapon, so that's nice. Improved Cleave. Increase the bonus damage done by your Cleave ability by 40%. And you can put 3 points in it. That's pretty wild. So that's something to consider, I guess. I don't know if anybody uses this, but it's like, I guess that's the idea. It's like a lot of these talents seem pretty crazy. Piercing Howl, I think you definitely want this. Causes all enemies near the warrior to be dazed, reducing their movement speed by 50% for 6 seconds. So you're definitely going to want to like spam Hamstring. Make sure this is up, especially because it's a 15-second duration. I don't think it's nerfed in PvP like it is nowadays, but so definitely important. Blood Craze. It regenerates 1% of your total health for 6 seconds after being the victim of a critical strike. So these two things together, both of these trigger after being crit. So one of the things that you're going to do is eventually you're going to like actually sit down to let yourself be crit to get the heal and the enrage up. Those little things I've picked up from watching a lot of vanilla videos, that's for sure. And this increases the melee attack power of your bonus of your Battle Shout by 5%. So increased Battle Shout effectiveness is going to be pretty cool because it's a big attack power buff for you. I have like, I don't know, probably gives me a ton of attack power, right? Compared to how much attack power I actually have. So it's a big deal. Dual wield specialization. Eventually as Fury, you're going to be dual wielding one-handers. I think for leveling though, for a long time you're supposed to like wear a two-hander so that you don't suffer all that hit penalty for not having enough hit. Just something to keep in mind. Improved Execute reduces the rage cost of Execute by 2. I don't know if I would use this. Maybe for PvE, I have no idea. But in Rage, this is what makes Fury right here. It gives you a 5% melee damage bonus for 12 seconds, up to a maximum of 12 swings, after being the victim of a critical strike. So this is where, like, warriors start to get really scary, right? You just pop people. I think you can get points in Rage, even if you take arms. So I think that's kind of what you want to do, is try to find a way to sneak down a few points into Enrage. Unfortunately, you can't get Flurry, which is so cool, but we'll get to that. So improved Slam decreases the casting time of your Slam ability. Yeah, Slam is a casted ability, which is kind of funny. But I don't know if you use that. But you can put 5 points in it if you wanted to. Make it a really quick slam spam, right? Haven't heard that phrase in a while. Death Wish. So this is the talent that made Pat PvP's videos like as nutty as they were. Because apparently there was a bug one day in a patch where you could get 1 extra talent point, and then you got to get Death Wish somehow, I think. So that was pretty funny. If you guys haven't seen Pat PvP's videos, I don't know where you've been living under, what rock you've been living under for the years that you've been watching WoW stuff, but that's kind of one of those videos that started it all for me. I love that. Massive warrior getting healed to insanity, buffed to insanity, and just wrecking everybody. So that's my style. Looking forward to doing that again in vanilla, but just without Death Wish. Improved intercept. So intercept is like one of your mobility skills, and it reduces the cooldown of intercept by 5. So that's kind of fun to look forward to if you want to play Fury. You have a little bit more mobility, I suppose. Berserker Rage. The Berserker Rage will now generate 5 rage when used. So I guess it goes up to 10 rage because you put 2 points in it. Now a lot of these talents, once again, it's not just like 1 point, right? Some of these things are 1 point, like Death Wish gives you an ability, Bloodthirst gives you an ability, but a lot of them are like, you know, you put 2 to 5 points in something, right? Same thing with Flurry. It increases your attack speed by 10% for your next 3 swings after dealing a melee critical strike. So once again, auto attacks are kind of a big deal in vanilla. So when you're a Fury Warrior, you have a ton of different auto attacks generating rage and ripping people up, so you have extra attack speed on that, and you know, if you have enough crit, then you'll keep that flurry up, which is cool. Bloodthirst works a little bit differently, right? Instantly attack your target, causing damage equal to 45% of your attack power. In addition, the next 5 successful melee attacks will restore 10 health, so it's not a lot of health, but it's a little bit of life. It's a little bit of you know, I was gonna say lifesteal, but it's not lifesteal. It's just life on hit, but a little bit of healing in the Fury tree. So looking forward to leveling as Fury probably. I'm just gonna go straight down the line right here and try to get these talents if I can. And that'll be a great start. That'll be really fun to just chop up mobs. You know, you sit down at the beginning of the fight, get crit once, and then you'd have a heal rolling, have enrage rolling. Oh baby, I'm looking forward to that. So prot, I'm probably not gonna really play a lot of prot, but we can look at it anyway. Shield specialization increases your chance to block attacks with the shield and has a 20% chance to generate 1 rage when a block occurs. So I mean, prot seems like fun. Like I'm not really that much of a tank player, but if I was gonna tank, it'd probably be in something like vanilla because you're gonna need a lot of tanks for the raids, I understand. So that's kind of fun, and you know, it's kind of cool to go through the talent tree anyway. So this increases your defense as well. So there's like, you know, attack and defense now. So you have like you know, you have to level up your weapon skill and your defense again. So that's kind of interesting. This gives you a little bit of extra of that. Improved blood rage. It increases the instant rage generated by blood rage, and then that goes into last stand as well, which you guys are familiar with. Yeah, but it's a 10-minute cooldown. Holy moly. When activated, this ability temporarily grants you 30% of your maximum hit points for 20 seconds. After the effect expires, hit points are lost, right? So that's pretty much how it usually works, but it's a 10-minute cooldown. That's crazy. And this increases your armor value from items. Toughness, you can put 5 ranks in that. Iron Will increases your chance to resist stun and charm effects by an additional 3%. So that's kind of cool. I guess if you wanted to be a prot warrior in PvP, which seems like it would suck, but I mean, I don't know. Maybe you go points in arms and then prot to get this or something. I can't imagine people doing that, but maybe. Anyway, improved shield block allows your shield block ability to block an additional attack. Oh, cool. And increases its duration by 0.5 seconds. That's neat. Revenge gives your revenge ability a 15% chance to stun the target. Really? Stun on revenge? That's new to me. That's cool. I, as you can tell, I haven't really looked at the prot tree as much. I'm a lot more familiar with Arms and Fury. That's cool, though. So you resist stuns and stun people. That's cool. Increase the threat generated by your attacks. Yeah, you definitely need that for raids, right? So you can spam Sunder more. And this reduces the rage cost of Sunder by 1 rage point, which is important. Disarm. It increases the duration of your disarm ability by 1 second. I guess that you can put 3 points into that too. So it's a long disarm. This reduces the cooldown of your taunt ability. So you can get that aggro back, I guess. This increases the duration of your shield wall by 3 seconds. And shield wall is like a 30-minute cooldown, isn't it? So 6 seconds more on a 30-minute cooldown. I mean, maybe it'll save the raid. Who knows? And then you have another stun. Stuns opponent for 5 seconds, which is kind of cool. It gives your shield bash a 50% chance to silence target for 3 seconds. So I guess you would put 2 points in this to make it like a guaranteed just silence instead of like a interrupt. So that's interesting. Maybe prot warriors for PvP would have some utility in terms of just like getting in there and just harassing the opponent with like a stun and revenge stuns and resistant to damage and silences. So maybe like a stun silence on a healer take him out. Maybe you do want a prot warrior in your BG party, you know, run the flag and disrupt. Ooh, interesting. Interesting. Probably not, but maybe we'll defy the meta, change things up. That's the thing about classics. I bet things will change. I bet things will be different than what it used to be, but we'll see. So this just increases the one-handed weapon damage that you deal, and of course you have good old shield slam. Slam the target with your shield, doing deeps, and it scales with your block value and has a chance of dispelling one magical effect on the target. Also generates a high amount of threat, so that's pretty cool. I'm actually interested in prot. That's kind of neat. They have cool talents. But once again, probably leveling as Fury, PvE as Fury, and then doing some big deeps as arms when we level up for PvP and stuff. So that's pretty cool, guys. The talents definitely are different than what we're used to seeing in more modern World of Warcraft, but I think it'll be a lot of fun to get a feel for this kind of thing too, and level up a character, grind it out, and kick some butt with you guys. But I just wanted to break down a little bit of a talent overview for you guys for, you know, classic WoW warrior. But if you guys are looking forward to more classic content, definitely let me know in the likes and the comments. Be sure to subscribe for more, because I'm very hyped for classic WoW and planning on bringing you guys plenty more content in the future. Either way, guys, thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace!